Hello, hello. This is Serpent Trading, looking for a deep dive into a bit of research over British gas owner Century. Okay, I can't say it. Century. There we go. Anyway, they've been trying to cut costs. They dumped their CEO, this old good fellow here, and they've got a new guy, a new CEO, who's trying to continue the cost cutting measures they've had, but they're not having it easy. They're facing some possible industrial action because of their fire and rehire plans, and yeah, it's never easy. It's never easy trying to simplify contracts. The company's been pretty mismanaged for quite years, actually. The share price fell under this fellow, this Ian Con. It's fell 80%, so he did a good job. He deserves a bonus. Um, yeah, Ofgem are going to decide their next price cap tomorrow. It's predicted to be lower, so that's been a bit of a drag on the share price. Although it does seem there's been some insider buying going on for management. We're probably going to need to look to the Spirit sale before we get a decent jump in any sort of share price, a decent possibility of a jump, so I say. um, so analysts have been, I've checked all the analysts out, and they've got a range of between 30 pence to a pound, averaging at about 60p. But when do analysts ever get it right? And I also had a good look at the balance sheet and income statements, and they look pretty awful. But I ran some numbers with my best estimates, and I got a fair value price of around 46p. Doesn't take full account of their debt, but hopefully their Spirit sale will cut their debt down a little bit. So we'll have a look at the chart. This is the weekly long-term, all the price data of the company from when it was listed on the London Stock Exchange. So they paid out reasonably good dividends over many of their years. Just will have a quick look. What's their average dividend price? Oh yeah, here it goes. Yeah, up to they started cutting it back in 2015. 2015 was their first cut, and they also did a cut 2016, and recently they cut it down to almost, well, because of the whole COVID situation, it's cut down to nothing. But it was going to be cut down to 5p in a year, and I guess that's from 12p last year. I don't own anything here, so I'm not. I'm just looking at this from a research perspective. The price is really low. It just was. Before I would look into the company, is it a company about to go bankrupt? Is it because they have some rebound possibilities? So everything was fine and dandy up to this point here. That's 2013. And then we've got this downtrend, but it's not really trending in a channel as such. It's more of a kind of wedge sort of shape going on there. A big wedge shape. So it's really hard to pick out anything apart from even this channel down here. It's broken under there now. Is it going to stay in there? It's got this real habit of consolidating and just dropping. Consolidating, just dropping. Draw that. Consolidating, drop. Consolidating, drop. A little bit of a bounce here. So yeah, it pretty much down, down, down. There's not been much in the way of trading opportunities with this one. So we're looking a little bit more to the more later. Let's get back to the daily chart. It's been rallying for a while. Yeah, since April, and it has formed a little bit of a channel. What did I say my fair value price was? 46p. So it's really around sort of fair value. I'm kind of looking at this. I don't think this is worth buying here. It's not showing enough support on this price level. It's definitely looked like it's definitely falling out of this trend a little bit. I mean, that means nothing for the short term, but could that show some downward momentum? It doesn't. It doesn't look so weak. This gap was when they announced the Spirit sale. So obviously it hit was quite a good high, 55. But literally on the bottom of this kind of expanding wedge downwards formation, and the price has been weak since then. Having a tiny, not a flag really, doesn't look like a flag to me at all. Doesn't have enough upward momentum before it. Yeah, so from a fair value point of view, I would be, if you are interested in buying this, I wouldn't bother with anything above 40p. If we look at this downtrend, this downtrend channel here, it's shot out the bottom, but I still think that's a valid channel. It really was trading there for 2 years. So I could see it coming out of here, and what's for support down here somewhere. That circle's a bit rubbish. Down here somewhere. If it can find support here, then it might be worth a buy. And then the analyst chart targets was around 60p in any case. So maybe they will be right about something for once. Yeah, on the fundamental look, I didn't find anything to really shout home about. It's obviously near fair value, but I wouldn't say it was cheap currently. And if you've been a holder of this over the last 5 years, you've done nothing but lose money. If you got in here, good for you, but you haven't had particularly great gains. Not even 100% so far. And you really want something to snap back a little bit quicker when it gets down to these ridiculously low levels. So that's my first look at this, and I might take another look, check out if it does get down here. Will I take a position? I'm still undecided. I was thinking about it from when I initially looked at the chart, but after checking out their balance sheet and looking at all the other issues they have, I'm not sure I will risk actually taking a position on this. I think the downside risks may just be a bit too much compared to that kind of upside potential. So I think there's probably better opportunities out there. It's one I'm going to stick on my watch list though, and I might update you if I do actually do something with it. So have a good day and happy trading.